Important disclaimer before you watch this video. I want you to know that I'm not a person who's against trans or against the LGBTQ plus community. Whatever sex, gender you want to identify yourself, you're free. But I do have a problem when a man claims to, because he feels to be a woman, he wants everyone else in the world to forcefully call him with whatever pronouns, like, Sam Smith says, singer Sam Smith, you have to call me they, them. Or if you see a man, you have to call them what? She. Like, example, look at the screen. This guy with a beard and long hair identifies as a woman. Okay, if you don't know what is this is Dr. Phil's The Gender Pronoun TV episode 2022 must watch. Guys are claiming to be women, and they're also preaching that there should be tampons. There's, when you get your cycles, women get. They should have menstruation pads and all that in men's rooms, men's toilet rooms. Okay, so this is the world that we live in. So when something goes way beyond common sense, I think it's important for us as a society to speak our opinion out. Like I said, you want to be trans, be trans. You want to be a man, woman, goat, wolf, whatever. But when you start imposing it on others, it's not right. And especially when you take part in sports, which involves young girls, young women, and you deny their right to compete fairly. You take away their rewards, their prize money for years and years of their effort. It is not right. So having said that, watch this video and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright guys, do me a favor, okay? Look at the screen, look at this chap, and tell me, does this look like a female to you? Look at the shoulders, the length of the shoulders, okay? Does this look like a female to you? Alright, I'll show you another photograph. So look at the size, okay, the height, and these are the other swimmers. Well, I'm pretty sure you are aware of the scandal, because this biological male who was born a man identifies himself as a woman, and he competed with women in a girls swimming competition in the college, and he won, and they gave him the women's prize. And the college told these females, these girls, don't make a big noise about it or you'll be suspended, or you'll be identified as a transphobe and whatever. And you can obviously see they are huddled together. They don't want anything got to do with this. And here is another nice photograph. You can see the height difference. 1, 2, 3. Look at this. It looks like what David and Goliath. Look at the size of this. Look at how small she is. Look at how small she is. Okay. So and yeah, I don't want to show this, but here you go. Don't want to say anything. You know what I'm talking about. You know where to look. But this definitely doesn't look like a. You can see what I see. Yeah, this doesn't look like a girl. All right. So finally, common sense prevailed after not few days, few weeks, few months, after years, when these girls filed a petition, kept at it, did not give up, kept protesting. And this is where, even though you might hate Donald Trump, because thanks to Donald Trump, finally, they returned this sport back to the girls. Okay, all these girls, because they had to compete with men. I've seen so many videos where young, children in schools, I don't know what's wrong with the people in the West. These parents of two black boys, okay, African American, whatever you want to call them, what is the right word? I don't know, but I say it out of respect. So these two black boys who had long hair, the parents identified the boys as girls, and they let them compete in the track and field with the girls. And guess what? They won all the events with a record margin, and they said, we are proud of our girls. That's what they said. I'll make a separate video if you're interested to know why do you think these girls are identifying as boys and boys as girls. I mean, I'm currently reading this book. Very shocking, very powerful. I don't know if you're interested in the transgender movement. Now, you might be asking yourself, what the hell have I got to do with the transgender movement? If it is not controlled, it'll be all over the world. You have United States, which is supposed to be a place where logic and common sense is used, and they are putting men who identify criminals, men who identify as women, in women's prison, only to, they call them trans women or whatever, transformers or whatever. They put them in the female prison, only to have the females end up getting pregnant, and then the jail authorities don't know what to say. So now, why am I bringing all this up? Is because finally a little bit of common sense is prevailing, thanks to all the effort that these girls put, thanks to Donald Trump. This was the world's strongest competition that took place. Okay. Now you can see the screen; it's slightly blurry. This female got first place. She got second place. If you can see her face, it looks sad. Okay. She got second. Why? Because this female is not a female, it is a male. Okay, this is the female who got second place. Well, pretty strong, obviously. Looks, you can see the veins popping from her muscles, biceps or whatever. Okay, so the female who got the first place is actually a male, was born a male. Okay, and you can see the size of this guy who identifies as a female. Okay, now I don't understand what is the logic that they say. And the problem with the toxic social media, TikTok, Instagram, and the woke category, which Mark Zuckerberg, which Twitter, which all of them were fans of. They literally, I'm telling you, literally, if anyone would say, no, this is a man, or this is, this is identified as a man or whatever, you would be called a transphobe. Okay, and your account could get deleted, you could get suspended. That crazy were people. But now, thankfully, what they've done is, once they found out that this individual was a male, born as a male, they stripped her out of her title. So to give you context, for those who don't know, this athlete's name is Jammie Booker, who had, Jammie Booker from United States. He had won the category for the world's strongest woman. He, because he's a biological male. Andrea, who was a woman, got a second place in the women's category. Okay, just remember that. A man got first in a women's category, female got second in the women's category. But once they found out that this girl was identified girl, was actually a guy, I know it's very confusing, they disqualified Jammie Booker. What they said was they did not know that Booker was a biological male because he identified himself as a female. So they thought, oh, he's a female. And it's only after digging through her past records or his past records that they found out one video where he stated, I'm coming out, which is a common term. I'm coming out as trans. I want everyone to know, oh, we are suffering and suicides and everything else. Look, I'm not against the trans community. Okay, you can dress up as a man, you can dress up as a woman, you can dress up as even a wolf, for all I care. There are people who identify themselves as dogs, animals, wolves, whatever, fine. But when you start taking advantage of that rule and you start hurting and harming women in the sports of their choice, where they give their blood, sweat, and tears, just because you can take advantage of the loopholes in the system, that is not fair. And because of this, the world is finally united and using their common sense. Thankfully, because of the disqualification, now Andrea, this female here, is finally given the first place, and the third place is given the second place. But even though she was very grateful, she was thankful, she did say that she faced a lot of hardships because of this. Obviously, her heart was broken. Surprisingly, she has also faced insults and backlash because she stood up for what she believed was right, which is crazy. We live in a completely mad world, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I'm glad the strongmen have restored faith in humanity and given women a fair chance to take part. What they've said is, fine, you want to be trans, you can be trans, but if you want to take part in the sport, you will take part in the category in which you were born as. So if you were born as a woman, you'll take part in the female category. If you're born as a man, you'll take part in the men's category. So let me know, what are your thoughts? And please, I would like you to shed some light and tell me, how did our world go so mad and what the hell is wrong with people? Anyway, I'm very passionate about this subject because it is the last thing you want to see is young girls who really work hard get their dreams destroyed. But even more so, like I said, now this book, there are a lot of girls who are being manipulated, not by science. They're not being informed by science, but rather TikTok pedophiles, actual pedophiles who say, oh, if you're not comfortable with your body, we are there to love you and accept you. And they drag them into the transgender movement. And even if they did that and there was nothing else, I would be okay. But when they ask you to cut off your breasts, cut off your skin and have a fake penis, and take hormones, that is men's testosterone, your life will be destroyed forever.